I've never heard of somebody who had a fucked stomach from drinking water.
Yeah, well, it does mine. Sets my tummy. Too much water sets my tummy.
So you've just
Like hot drinks sets my tummy.
That's so weird.
I had to take a tummy tablet
because you drink more. Just gives me a case of the wee beats. Hello, and you're very welcome along to the Unpopular Opinion podcast. I am that young one from Dem Videos, apparently, this week.
Who said that to you?
Just everybody this week. People are just sharing shit on TikTok from ages ago, and it's all gone viral for them. So I'm being asked, am I that young one from Dem Videos?
What stuff are they sharing?
A lot of the old stuff from like John McGuckin and stuff. All of the wind up merchants.
Oh, they're fucking him and Darren's Love Island stuff is fucking
very funny,
hilarious.
Yeah,
only had a toasty.
I only
had a toasty.
I only brought this gilet.
Yeah, gilet. I only got one pair. You know, one pair of clothes. You know.
Yeah.
So funny.
They are very funny.
Yeah, I love the way they insert themselves into the frame.
They've a great old director for them. Jer Walsh, filmmaker, very funny.
Does he do the edits?
He does everything, yeah.
Could he insert you in there?
He could, yeah. Yeah. He's told me, like, if I have any sketches, he'll film them for me, like FOC. But I just haven't had a fucking minute.
You're like, but I don't care.
But
so.
I don't. No, I know you're there. It's great to have you as an option.
I don't want to further my career. I'd actually rather stay where I am. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Stop. If I could only stop procrastinating and stop fucking scrolling, I'd have loads of stuff.
She's a scroller.
I'm a scroller.
She's a scroller. She's a track star. She's going away when I get her.
Few chats.
Yeah.
What's going on in the world? What's going on in the world?
So we were going to do something, but we're going to do something else next week.
Yeah.
Because we have, guys, I don't mean to fucking shock you, but we have a plan.
Yeah. Mad.
We got MLM shit going on. We got celeb stuff going on. We got not celeb stuff going on.
Yeah.
We have possibly Grace Alice O'Shea coming back on. We got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, we do.
We got some cool bits. So today we were going to have a little chatters.
Just stuff that, so we've already planned, obviously, on our Patreon, to swing into that. We have a Patreon. For €60 you get 5 extra episodes a month on Patreon. 4 come in the form of a mini-sode every Monday, and then an extra episode with a friend of the pod talking about all of the pop culture bits that happened during that month. But sometimes that list gets a little bit long, so we're plucking a few for today's episodes. Some of the shit that's happened. Some of the mad shit that's happened. First of all,
yeah,
Jennifer Affleck.
Yeah. Like, I don't like it, but I don't hate it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. It's kind of, I don't know why she changed her name to Jennifer Affleck. This is the second Jennifer Affleck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, I never even copped.
Jennifer Lynn Affleck. I didn't even know their name was Jennifer Lynn Lopez. And now it's Jennifer Affleck. Now, have to say, I saw a blind item.
Okay.
From TUO. Mm-hmm. Which is, if you don't know what TUO is, I'm like the worst person to, let me just get it up here.
Well, I don't know what TUO is.
TUO. So it's like a blog kind of gigaroo, but there's also a podcast.
Right.
So statements made on this account. So it's basically people are sending, it's like a blind item kind of thing. It's got 1.5 million followers though. So if you don't know what a blind item is, it's basically where people write in about encounters that they've had with celebrities. But the TUO also does a lot of like celeb spotting. So it'll be like, I just saw Ben Affleck at Carbone in New York.
Right.
Looked happy. Or, you know,
yeah,
not all the time is it. It's more kind of like celeb spotting almost. It's like Gossip Girl.
Okay.
Do you get me? But somebody wrote in a blind, like there's blind items kind of thrown in there as well. And they just constantly, like their story's always a million miles long. And it's just like, for instance, like, some of them are named. So this one is titled Chris Evans, and it says Chris Evans Greyman premiere in Berlin. On the red carpet, Anna de Armas greeted and hugged by everybody apart from Chris Evans. When he went to greet her, she pulled her hand away and ignored him. You can tell he was in a bad mood. Very unsympathetic, didn't want to give any interviews and went straight into the building. Came out again only if he was forced to. Was in a better mood. after the film, everything is just for the cameras, I think.
Right.
And then they go, were you there? Yeah, but I saw videos explaining that Chris has anxiety issues. Maybe that explains the unsympathetic and that he doesn't like interviews.
Okay.
So there's loads of other things. Like here's another one, which is it's like you send things into the website, so it comes through as an email. So like you can use, up the top it says pseudonyms.
Yeah.
Pseudonyms or pseudonyms?
I don't mind whatever you use.
And they'll say naughty captain.
Right, okay.
Do you know? And then subject, Anna and Chris Evans hook up. And then the message is, Anna de Armas and Chris Evans definitely have hooked up in the past. Circa Knives Out era. It's all for the cameras. She can't stand him.
Okay.
So, and they've a podcast as well. So it's very much like Blind Items, but also a bit of Gossip Girl thrown in there.
Blind Items is more so, though, they'll talk about a situation without naming people, isn't it? And then you kind of, they leave it up to the internet to discuss. We've done it on Patreon before.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And we were actually supposed to get some fairly famous people. There's another one saying that, how would you pronounce, is it Roger Jean? You know, he ran from Bridgerton.
Oh, yeah, Reggie.
Is it Reggie?
Yeah.
I thought it was Roger. I don't know.
I call him Reggie.
Reggie.
He doesn't mind it when I call him Reggie. Like
The Duke.
The Duke.
Is apparently the next Bond. So he's been skipping interviews
That's
on the red
good.
carpet. That's
a good show.
sexy.
Whatever happened to Idris Elba being Bond?
Oh, I don't know. I think
feel
everybody
like
wanted it, but
He'd be a bit more age appropriate for Bond, no?
yeah.
The Duke of Hastings is a bit... But then, like, isn't your man... Haven't they had Daniel Craig on it for a while?
Oh, too long.
So they'd get Reggie, like, for a good few years, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It's like, how many Bond movies are you supposed to... I think Pierce Brosnan had the most, and then Daniel Craig came in. But I think his ones had such a massive budget, and there was all this fuckery. Anyway, so apparently that's why he left Bridgerton, because he had the...
But he's come back for season 3 now.
Is he?
Yeah, there was a few articles about that, yeah.
I didn't see that. There's another...
Now,
piece of
only just a little... Like, they're not the main
a little
storyline
here I
anymore.
am.
Yeah.
Like, gotta go kind of thing.
Yeah, because it was... We did miss him. Daphne...
It was...
without...
Oh, no, I like Daphne as a character. I just thought it was weird because it was like their whole season 1 was them. And then for it to be like,
For him to be gone.
forget him.
Yeah.
He's gone now.
He's doing a Nixer. He can't come to the wedding. Like, it was just real... No, I don't like Daphne on her own. And that sounds like...
I think she's a great actress.
Oh, she's a great actress, yeah. But the character, I'm just like, that was them. They are a couple now. They are supposed to be.
It's
because the kid was in it.
Yeah.
And then I just feel like she came across as a bit of a fucking know-it-all on her own.
I just think it's like, it's tough when the whole first season was about them.
It's
and
weird.
then it's like, surprise, season 2, forget that he was ever there.
Yeah. It is so weird. It
Yeah,
was like he
it's
was off doing
jarring.
a Nixer. Like,
And now season 3 isn't going to be about Ben. It's going to be about Eloise, which is supposed to be the 5th book. It's all gone.
which I thought
skitter stepper.
Eloise was going to be... Sorry, Eloise is the...
Penelope's friend.
Yeah.
The
Was
one
that
who-
not kind of...
No, book 3 is Ben.
Right. Okay.
Book 4.
I seriously, because I haven't read them, so
Yeah.
I thought season 2 was going to be all about Eloise because she was of age
3.
and...
No. So book
No, before I
Oh,
watched
yeah, yeah,
season
yeah.
2, I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be all about her.
So book 3 is Ben. Book 4 is what's his face and Penelope.
Oh, yeah.
What's the Colin?
Colin, yeah.
Colin. And then she was book 5,
Right.
but it's been brought up to book 3.
Okay.
So there.
Who's she going to fucking marry?
I think it's more about like her exploring this whole like being single bitch and all that other kind of crack. I think she does eventually find love.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure because
She
like
nearly did when she was going to the printers and stuff like that in
yeah,
season 2.
they are romance novels. Like
Yeah.
they are supposed to be
All
period like time. I think it's mad that they're written by Americans. I don't know why that fucking just or by an American. I don't know why that cracks me up, but it does.
Yeah.
Where was I going with the Doomwa thing?
I've no idea. You were going to tell me. Like,
Yeah, we were about no, but we were. I had something that was shared on Doomwa.
was it about Affleck, Jennifer Affleck?
Yes.
Yes, so.
Thank you. Back in the room.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to this
We're
podcast.
here live talking about Jennifer.
Affleck.
What's her middle name?
Lynn.
Lynn Affleck.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Very regular name.
I watched Halftime.
What's after?
That's the documentary about J-Lo.
Oh yeah, the one that everyone's like, oh, she's amazing.
I liked it. I really did like it. Now, she's no crack.
Oh.
She's absolutely no crack.
Yeah.
She's some fucking head on her for the work. I can't really put her in icon kind of status.
No, still don't believe it.
She's had so many. I do hope she does get like some sort of break. She always gets pipped to the post when it comes to acting awards and stuff like that. And she was always so at the top of her career. Like, she left to be a dancer. That's what she wanted to be. And then, like, she left her family home to be a dancer.
She left who? I was like,
yeah, no, her family home. Like, her mum was, her sister was like an actor. Her other sister was the singer or something like that. And she was the kind of like nobody, she was like the scapegoat middle child, kind of ignored one. Do you know what I mean? And then so she left and she became a dancer. She was really successful, from the get-go, like, really young.
Yeah, she was a fly girl in that,
I
can't remember the name of the show, but that was like...
Yeah, it was really popular.
It was like a cool.
Yeah, and then she got into the acting, and then she wanted to be taken seriously as an actor, and then she moved into her pop career, which took off massively, and then kind of people started forgetting that she was an actor. And I still think that our generation think of J-Lo as a pop star rather than an actor. Do you know? Even though
she's not an actor.
She's been in like 40
She's been in a ton of flicks. Yeah,
films,
she has been in a ton of flicks, in all fairness. I'm just writing down my stomper because you just reminded me of something.
All right.
Need a girl. Okay. So she's changed her name now to Affleck. I don't get it, but then I saw this thing on TUO, and it was a blind item, and it was like the title is like what gives it away. Because they could be talking about anybody, but then when you actually read the title, it's like, will she stay from the block? And you're like, that kind of like,
if I hear
absolute
I'm
giveaway
from the Bronx one more time, I'm like, Jesus.
Or it's like Swift something, and you're like, okay, so that's like Taylor Swift, that kind of way.
Yeah.
But they were saying basically they worked on a yacht. It's like worked on a yacht on this A-list singer or triple threats wedding to another very famous Latin singer.
Okay.
Bride locked herself away, was sobbing, crying, could be heard saying, I wish I married him instead.
So Mark Anthony, she was crying that she wanted to marry Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
So he was the one that
should
got
have
away.
married him instead. So, because the whole thing on TUO was basically being like, this seems a bit much, but apparently it's not a bit much if you had known
the ins and outs.
Or like, you could say that about anyone, but as in, this was kind of like always, like it was always him for her, but it didn't work out.
That's
and
nice.
Then,
because it's like 20 years to the year.
Yeah.
Since they were supposed to get married the first time.
I still think it's a real fucking PR relation. I feel like, do you know what it is? And I don't know why. I think her relationships are always really disingenuous, and I thought the only relationship that she had that was really not that was true, I thought was with Mark Anthony.
Yeah.
I feel like every other relationship, like A-Rod, your man Chris Judd, I feel like everything was very fucking...
I think it's because she had her kids with Mark Anthony.
Not even that. I remember just being like, this makes sense for these two people at this point in time.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I was like, I hadn't a fucking clue who he was until she married him.
Yeah.
But that's because he was massive in like America and Latin America. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this kind of makes more sense. It was like the settle down phase. It was like, Ben was kind of part of the fuckboy phase. P. Diddy part of the whole like, get me to where I want to be. I need to be on the arm of someone very famous. Mm-hmm. That, and then they broke up pretty much after that whole shooting thing.
Yeah.
And she decided she didn't want to be associated with that. Then she kind of comes out with then it was like the Jenny the Block era was like the Ben and Jen paparazzi, so intense.
Yeah.
All of the time. Then there was the Chris Judd era, and I was just like, oh, of course she's gone for one of her dancers now because she's gone back to her dancers. This kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I can't remember her first Benny. Was that her first marriage? Benny something?
I can't remember.
Married a few times now.
Yeah.
I think this is her fourth marriage.
Yeah, she
check that.
I think that nearly takes and it's not it shouldn't be the case, but I do think when somebody, doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, has been married a few times, I'm like, how is this genuine? Like, do you know what I mean? It takes kind of credibility away from the marital status.
It's she's been married 4 times. Sorry, Benny I think it's Benny Medina. He's her manager. I'm a fucking
Right,
idiot.
okay.
Ojani Noah was her first husband. He is an actor. They were quite young when they got married.
Right.
A good bit younger than her.
I think the best relationship she's had is with her career, to be honest.
And that's what I mean by like
Yeah.
every single thing has kind of seemed really disingenuous. Because it was
yeah.
like, what is this? It's like the relationship comes secondary and fits into whatever she's trying to achieve at that point in
At that
time.
time, yeah.
Like she was trying to get into films, and that's when she started dating Ben Affleck. Then she decided she wanted, like, it was going really hard with this whole pop career. She did Jenny from the Block, which was obviously great because it was like that whole paparazzi video with her and Ben and whatever the fuck. But it's like, you know, the way with the dress, the Versace dress, she just keeps banging out the same same shit. Like, but at the same time, it seems cute. It is.
It does, yeah.
Be Lopez Affleck. Why are you?
I know, yeah. I know. It's just, it's like, she's like, okay, I have no credibility now, so I'll take his name and that'll make it more serious or something.
That's
kind of
like not even credibility, but it's just like, it's like, this is really,
This is it now.
This is it now.
Yeah.
So it's Affleck, yeah?
There'll be another documentary. This is it.
Yeah, as if we give a fuck.
Yeah, I know.
I think
it takes away from her name. Like, she's J-Lo, she's Jennifer Lopez, that's her name. Like, if anything was going to be iconic, it was that. Do you know, like, Jennifer Lopez, you don't think of Jennifer, like, especially when he has an ex-wife called Jennifer as well. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's just, it is, it's very, and it's crazy because she was married to Mark Anthony for 10 years.
That was a long time. And she had her kids with him, and I do think.
So she was married to Ajani for a year.
Right.
Married to Chris Judd for 2 years. Then married Mark Anthony the following year and was with him for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And then married Ben Affleck, obviously. So she's been quote unquote single, but she wasn't. She was with a ton of other like very high profile people. Was she engaged to Alex Rodriguez? Who, by the way, is like he's dated everyone.
A-Rod. Yeah.
A-Rod.
I don't know. I don't want to judge a girl, you know what I mean?
You're like, I watched the documentary, I feel like I got a bomb with her.
Yeah.
Don't want to say too much.
Don't want to say too much. You know, I don't know, fair play to her. I hope it does work out for him. She seems happy.
Fair fucking
Fair
play.
fucks to her. Fair fucks to you, Jen.
Good woman.
Yeah. What's next on the agenda?
Shall we? This is a little mini-moo.
What?
So Amanda Seyfried. Seyfried, whatever you want to do. Very famous for being Karen in Mean Girls.
Yeah.
You know, she can, if you're from Africa, why are you white?
Yeah.
That kind of, and my boobs can tell the weather.
Yeah.
Some iconic lines if you're trying to put face to name. Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the daughter's name is, but very, you know, the whole fucking film is essentially about her and Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
So, well, more Meryl Streep, but anyway. Also in Les Mis.
She's a big musical head.
Big musical head on her. I remember being shocked and dismayed when I realised that she could actually sing. It's like when Anne Hathaway, I was like, since when do you fucking sing, bitch?
Yeah.
Since when do you sing like that? Mm-hmm. Same with Russell Crowe. I was like, you sing now?
Yeah.
Always knew your man, what's his name? Greatest Showman. Always knew that he was doing a sing.
Yeah.
Always knew that he loved a bit of sing song.
Little bit of sing song, yeah.
But so she auditioned. So it kind of came out this week that she had auditioned for Glinda, the Good Witch, in the film Wicked. So they're now, you know, Wicked, the Broadway play. Mm-hmm. Play, yeah.
Yeah. They're
now making a movie out of it. She auditioned for Glinda. She put her heart and soul into it, and the role was eventually given to Ariana Grande.
That's just mental.
They're both Glindas, though.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I know. I feel like Glinda is blonde.
Glinda.
She is
Glinda.
I feel like she's blonde. She's really I don't know, like a bit of a Taylor Swift head. That real kind of Fiat 500. You know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe. Whereas Ariana Grande, I feel like is too hot for Glinda. I'm not saying Amanda Seyfried. Like, Amanda Seyfried is beautiful. She's very naturally beautiful. She's like fucking so talented or whatever.
Do you mean too hot or do you mean too young?
I think she's too risque. She could be the Wicked Witch, absolutely, but
She'd
not
be
Glinda.
Elphaba.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just think whatever. Now, obviously, it remains to be seen. Do you know? we all anticipate. I can't wait to see it, but then again, cats. So,
Oh my God.
do you know, like, I loved the stage show. I went to see Wicked, and I'm not.
Did you? I really want to see it, and I never see it.
So good. Oh, they're fucking. It's absolutely. It's a fantastic production. Now, as far as I'm being made aware, it's much better on the West End. But I went to see it in the Board Gosh when it was here, and it was really, really good. So loved that. Can't wait to see the live action. Hope it's not another Cats. I don't know. Is the whole. And like, again, it remains to be seen. She could be really good in it. Ariana could have this. Like, so obviously she was a Disney kid. She's got an acting background. She did the whole acting thing for us, then singing. She's an amazing voice. You know, she's obviously really, really popular. But I wonder, is that why she was picked? Because some people, sometimes...
She was picked for her range, apparently. So, you know, with Wicked, it's...
I don't
Adina Menzel. Adina Manzula.
Adina Badubudu.
Abdina Bazula. Adina Menzel. Abdina Abda. If you don't know what we're talking about, put in Adina Menzel and John Travolta. It's absolutely a comedy because he kind of goes, Adina Menzel. So Adina and Kristen Chenoweth are very, like, they're powerhouses as far as singing goes. Like, they're singers and actors. They're real Broadway gals. Yeah. You know, like, that's their kind of... And to be on Broadway is unbelievably difficult.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You're doing a full live show, no breaks.
And everyone who goes, like, from acting into Broadway or Broadway into acting all says the same, that, like, acting is so much easier than Broadway because Broadway is just hammering you every single night.
Fucking for 2 hours straight. Like.
And it's constant, but it's real. Like, you have to really love it and you have to be up for the pace and all that other kind of stuff. So that's fair. But Amanda Seyfried went on to say she was filming The Dropout, which is like, I don't know anything about this, but apparently it was a real, like...
The Dropout.
It was real. It's a real difficult role, or it's a real, like, role that she's getting a lot of critical acclaim for this role.
Okay.
In The Dropout. So she was filming The Dropout, and she said on the weekends she was auditioning to play Glinda. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I wanted it so much that I was actually saying to the guys on The Dropout, like, I can't film on Sundays because I'm auditioning for this.
Right, okay.
Which was apparently a big, like... because The Dropout was so critically acclaimed, and she said it was the hardest thing she's ever done.
Yeah, okay.
And she was still trying to give
her all to
the other one. So they were kind of like, what the fuck? And she kind of basically said, I bent over backwards while playing the hardest role of my life. I think it also taught me how far I've come as a singer, which I really wanted to prove, because ever since Les Mis, I was like, I need to be better.
Right.
But she was really good in Les Mis.
Yeah.
Interesting. I need to do better. So whatever comes next in terms of musicals, I'm finally prepared. So she's like, she has no hard feelings. She's saying that, like, she said, I've been campaigning for Wicked for 5 years. I've never been more ready to hit those notes. But at this time, she said, basically, she was like, at this time, she's like, Ariana's the right person for the role. But she just seems like a real sweet, like, I don't think, even if she didn't feel...
Yeah, and even if she's in the background going, fuck Ariana Grande, that pox.
She said she couldn't hit the 4-octave range.
But now, unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
But, and I know, right, okay. It's gone very, in film, especially when it comes to actors and stuff like that, to try and get as close to what you're trying to represent as possible, i.e., if you have a trans character, you get a trans actor to play them.
Yeah.
You get the genuine people that fit the role. But
you don't use an abled person as in a disabled role. Yeah.
Exactly. But I also feel like in a singing role, we've had such a long history of people being dubbed up thus far. What?
But for Wicked, it's too... Like,
Wicked
is the music.
But it's not live.
Yeah, but you have to kind of... I suppose... Like, I mean, Amanda's... Like, if she was a cast, I wouldn't have a fucking breeze.
Yeah.
That she couldn't hit the 4-octave range. Exactly. I wouldn't know a dicky. I'd be like, very good. She's blonde. Very nice. And that's all. Because I've never actually seen Wicked.
Yeah.
I just know a lot of the music and all, like, references and all that other kind of stuff. So I would just be like, fine. I do understand where you're coming from. But I think... apparently it's like Kristen Chenoweth, she came out once Ariana was cast, being like, from the very first moment I met you, you were destined to have that role. So I think it is very personable.
Right.
I think it is really important who they cast, that they are singers and they are known for being able to kind of do that whole kit and caboodle as far as songs go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So there. But then at the same time, right? If you think about Chicago, that was actors over singers all the way, and I thought it was fucking brill.
Yeah.
But I don't think Renee Zellweger is known for her singing voice. Now it's more like belters.
Yeah.
Catherine Zeta-Jones is enough to kind of carry pretty much the whole cast, will I say?
Right. Oh yeah, I remember you saying this.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it.
Because what's his face? Your man who plays Richard Gere, he plays he's a bit like, give him the old razzle dazzle. It's a bit more like that.
Yeah,
but I think it is just because like with Wicked nowadays, I don't think you can do the old like dub it in, God bless you. Like you couldn't have Rihanna playing fucking.
No, I know that, but I just feel like it's not live. It's not as if she couldn't have done it, with a bit of practice or just because I don't fucking know what happened like in the audition process. Was it a case of Ariana hitting it on the first go? Probably. And Amanda not being able to, and probably would have given it a few more I just feel like Amanda Seyfried would have been much better
fit for the role,
aesthetically.
But also, I suppose Ariana Grande, I've never seen her act, but it is more of a singing kind of like.
I've seen clips of her. Well, it was old Disney stuff, like It was like,
I suppose she's an actress,
like she talks how she sings.
Yeah, it's a weird one because like Selena Gomez has now gone back after the acting gig.
Yeah.
After years of being pop star, and I almost forget.
Yeah.
That they're actual actors. It's
Murders in the Building or something, isn't that what she's on? Yeah.
Too many murders in the building.
Too many murders in the building.
Too many murderers over here in the building.
Right, who's next?
Well, we chat a little bit about me fave.
Go on.
It's Tristan Thompson. This man is the fucking worst.
You manifested this, so we got DMs during the week and I was like, oh, shit's going down.
Yeah.
And somebody said, Carla, you manifested this. So your theory, give us your theory first before we hit this.
So I spoke about this before, and I think it's like, there's been loads of think pieces done over this over the time, but I remember at this, just from the way that they speak about things and the way that they're like a bit kind of odd and the way that they're and they are a PR family, so everything is how they're seen to an audience, how they're seen through the gaze. But we did this must have been 6 months ago.
Wow.
Where I was talking about this part about the baby daddy drama. Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been, yeah.
It was done, I think we've spoken about it a good few times, but I kind of went into it a good bit on the Patreon about Tristan Thompson, Khloe Kardashian, how the family kind of, how the family are, as optics, what they're like with partners, all that other kind of stuff.
They keep it in the bloodlines, don't they?
Yeah. So we were kind of talking about it and I was like, look, it's very much prominent to me, and I think anybody who has eyes, that the Kardashians will not have more than one baby daddy if they can help it. I think the only person who will break the mold is Kourtney, and I think it will probably take a lot, because it seems to be this thing where it doesn't matter how fucked up the relationship are, once they start having kids with a man, that is the man that they will have their children with.
Yeah.
And it was seen ages ago, I remember with Kourtney and Scott, they weren't in a good place, but they were still talking about having another kid together.
Yeah.
Which was
bizarre,
but and they were like, oh well, he's such a good dad and blah 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 and all that other kind of crap.
It's not a reason to have a kid with somebody.
Not a reason, and also a very damaging narrative, I think, to kind of put out there to the world, where it's like it's a bit like, it's essentially a bit low level to have more than one baby daddy.
Yeah,
in their eyes, or whatever the fuck it is, because I don't know why else you take like an actual rat like Tristan.
Yeah,
be like, do you know what? Should we go again? Mm-hmm. Weird. Anyway,
and like the last episode that I saw, and it was probably only the third episode of the new season, because I like to binge rather than catch up weekly.
Yeah.
But the last time I saw the two of them speaking, and it would have been the most recent, so I think within the last 6 months, they were chatting about just being, oh, isn't it great the way we're such good friends? Like, there was absolutely no inclination that they were going to be getting back together or creating a new life together.
Yeah, well, I think I don't agree with that, because I think it was very apparent. There was little bits thrown in about like when Chloe and Chris built new houses, they built them on the same plot of land. The whole time that Chloe was talking about that build, she very much had Tristan involved in her head.
Right, okay.
And you can kind of see there was little snippets, little bits and bobs. It was like, you know, our house, but she didn't mean our house meeting true. She meant our house, the fam. Yeah. And it's weird. And the thing is, for me, I'm like, their desire, they all have a massive desire for motherhood, which is great. It's nice to see. It's lovely. It is what it is and all that other kind of crack. But what is interesting to me is that like their desire for family seems to overtake their desire for motherhood.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it doesn't fucking matter who you have your kids with as long as you raise them right and you're happy with and all that other kind of stuff. So it's a very strange one, because when you hear Kim talk about her relationship even with Kanye and kind of the demise, and I suppose that was heavily followed, but like there was a lot of peaks and troughs where you're not like, do you know what, shall we have a baby? That will fix it. Yeah. You're like, why the fuck would you keep going?
No, they're smart women.
If you're saying how bad it has been for whatever amount of time, but you decide to bang out another 2, that to me is a bit weird.
It is a bit weird. Yeah.
So, and also, I thought the biggest indicator of this wasn't actually what's come out in the news about Chloe having the second kid with Tristan. It was when Kylie, who very publicly broke up with Travis Scott, were apart for quite some time, got back together and had a baby pretty much within 6 months, I'd say. Yeah. Like, less even. Mm-hmm. And I was like...
It's too many patterns, too many similarities.
Too many, and like, again, Courtney's relationship with Scott documented very bad for the 10 years that they were together.
Yeah.
But still continued to bring kids into that chaos.
Yeah.
So, like, there's been patterns. It's not just this, like, lick it off a stone. Mm-hmm. It's Chloe only. It's not. There is definitely a narrative in that family, which I think is strange because Chris has kids by different people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who brought this up?
You know the way that there has been, up until now, I feel, you know, like if you hear of somebody having multiple children from multiple men or whatever, there has been that negative connotation with that. Is it that they want to try and avoid that? Has Chris had a hard time over that? Like, is that the reason?
What's the big, like, was there something that in their dad's side of the family that was a big no-no? Or was it like they found it really tough growing up with Kendall and Kylie being from a different dad? Like, what is it?
What is the reason, What was the
reason? Now, I saw something else that was kind of like... There was someone else that... I can't remember it. I'm not going to get into it because I cannot remember it and I'll do it a massive disservice. But it was this kind of article where it was like, Kim likes to relate herself to black culture a lot, but then when it comes to like, she doesn't want to stereotype herself as like the black single mother. And it kind of comes back to this whole, like, again, optics and how they're viewed and all this, like deep stuff that I remember reading it and being super interesting. But as I said, if I can find it, I'll post it on the Instagram. But it was really interesting to read it because I was like, wow, yeah, maybe it's that. Because nobody knows why the fuck they're doing what they are doing. Because why would you have a second child with that man?
I don't know. It's very strange.
Now,
is Rob fucked now? Because he ain't having another kid with
something
China.
About Rob the other... No, I think because it might be different because it's Rob and he's a man. I saw something about Rob the other day. What was it? Oh, do you see Dreams doing ads now?
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's doing ads with Chris. It's actually quite cute. They did this random ad. I think it was it was for Kindle. It was for something like that.
Yeah.
But I found it again. It was. Do you know Nori's Black Book?
Yeah.
You know that account that pretends to be North. Yeah, it's quite funny. And they were like, "Oh, look, the Dream Kardashian Foundation." They're always talking about like how Rob has no money in China and all that.
Yeah.
But it was quite funny. She's doing this little app, but she's oh my god, that child, like all their kids are fucking beautiful.
Oh,
the Dream
gorgeous.
is
a dream.
A dream. Like if my child looked like that, I would also call her Dream.
Yeah.
She's a beaut. Not that it's yet, but I was like, wow. Yeah. All your kids are all fucking great, aren't they? They're all fucking fun.
They're all fucking heartbreakers.
They're all fucking gorgeous. Yeah, all little heartbreaking little bollocks at 4. Yeah. But yeah, but then they do things like, do you remember when Chloe was trying to get pregnant and she got pregnant at the same time as Kylie, and they almost try and pattern it out. It's real fucking same with Kim when she did boy, girl, boy, girl. Sorry, girl, boy with her kids.
What do you mean?
So she had two naturally.
Yeah.
She had 2 naturally. Mm-hmm. And then when she did surrogate, she did where you can decide what the
sex will be.
The sex will be and all that other kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So they like decide. There's just something about
Yeah, oh no, it's weird.
ick about that, isn't there?
They're churning out kids for the sake of it's a bit fucking Handmaid's Tale.
It's real building, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, and this is what I want it to look like. It's like, I've built my body and now I'm going to build my family.
Yeah.
And this is, instead of being like, look, Jesus, it's my 5th boy. Do you know? Like, how gas.
Oh, gas. No,
Just
girls.
a big family of boys here.
I'm going to keep going till I have a girl, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Oh, Jesus, sure, I might knock out a few.
Yeah.
There's just nothing natural about it, is there? It's real kind of like,
it's all
jeez.
for the aesthetics and it is a bit creepy. Yeah.
Isn't it, though? Mm-hmm. Again, not a man, can't really discuss it too much, but I do find it a bit...
No, it's weird.
It is a bit
anything
weird.
that they do is so structured, it's like
It's just-
to the point of it being uncomfortable.
You're like, that's not fun. That's not life.
On a little side note, the Kardashians, I read something. So we all know Kylie took a 3-minute fucking jet ride that would have taken a 40-minute drive. Mm-hmm. I saw somebody saying, you know, because obviously the heat wave and all the, like the, you know, the global warming and all that sort of stuff, that you could recycle correctly for the rest of your life.
And it still wouldn't.
Cycle everywhere. Like change your whole life. Live like it's not 2022. Like it's fucking day one. And you still would not undo the damage that Kylie Jenner did on that 3-minute flight to the carbon footprint.
Now, I've seen she got a lot of heat for... Who fucking let her put up that photo, though?
Oh, stop.
That's what I don't get.
Yours
I'm
or
like,
mine, wasn't it? And there
it
was
was yours
two
or mine.
jets.
It was her fucking hugging Travis and their jets in the background. I was like, Portugal's on fire.
Yeah.
It's on fire.
The UK was on fire yesterday.
The UK is now also on fire.
Yeah.
Like
What the fuck? Like
Kim, there's people that are dying.
Yeah,
Literally. If
literally.
it's Kylie, there's people that are dying. And again, if you're going to do it, just don't fucking talk about it. Do you know?
Oh, no, but I think at this point, they should now... don't do it.
No,
Just
don't do it, but they're gonna do it. So, but I'm like, why do you think that's not a cool post to put up?
It's not like...
It's like, you know, when people game hunt, like big game hunting.
Yeah.
Posing with a rhino's fucking head.
I know.
Like,
Who fucking thinks that's a
who
good
thought
idea?
that was cool?
Yeah, I know.
Fucking weird.
Stupid.
Now, we're saying that, but there's a lot of people that do think that it's cool. And there's a lot of people liking it. And there was like probably millions and millions, more people liking it, but we're in an echo chamber of people who think like us.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of Fiat 500 girlos that are like, oh my God, I can't wait till I have my jet. Yes. Will I take his or mine when we go to Malibu or wherever the fuck they were?
Yeah.
Van Nuys or wherever it was.
I think they only went to fucking... What Santa Barbara? Is that where they fucking
I
go?
don't know. It was fucking...
I don't even know where she went. I didn't read it.
It was
I was just
strange.
like, I just rolled my eyes and scrolled. I was like, what?
Rolled and scrolled.
Fuck.
I rolled and scrolled with that
Rolled and
one.
scrolled.
Yes. So back to Chloe Tristan. If you're not up to date on this, Tristan and Chloe have been going out since around 2016, I want to say. They had been very open on the TV show about wanting to build a life together, wanting to have a family, blah, blah, blah. She announced then in 2017, I think it was, that she was having a baby. Yeah, she announced in 2017. She would have been pregnant in 2017. Ended up having her daughter, True, in 2018. Her daughter, True, is now 4. And she has had just the worst luck with that man. She went into labour. The day she found out, the day the photos were released, the first public cheating, because it was not his first time cheating on her. The first time that it was made public that he was cheating on her, there was photos released and she went into labour either that day or the next day.
It was very close.
It was very close anyway. And there's, you know, the cameras were there. You can see Kim doesn't even want to look at him, doesn't even want to fucking let him near the kid. And Kim's very defensive of her sister, all that other stuff. They got over it. She forgave him, and then he went and cheated on her with Jordan Woods, which is her at the time her best friend's.
No, Kylie's best friend.
Her sister's best friend. Mm-hmm. Interesting side note: Jordan's sister, something with a J as well, can't remember, is best friends with Alabama, Travis Barker's daughter.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, wow.
Jesus, they really do play in the same circles.
Yeah, but I think when you're that kind of...
They're all in
that's
Beverly
how
Hills.
Travis and Courtney knew each other, isn't it? Because they were all...
in close proximity.
And the kids and all that other bits and bobs. Yeah, because they're all moving the same as this.
They were all having popping pool parties.
Yeah,
in
it's
Beverly
very
Hills.
Ireland over there.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
Has a best friend who knows a best
They'll
friend.
share a back garden the way they did in Finglas years ago.
Yeah, there you go. So she had kind of said loads of times being like, oh, me and Tristan want a massive family. We want to have like 5 or 6 kids. Now, when she had her baby with Tristan, she was criticised quite a bit because she was acting like this was a brand new experience when he had just had a baby with a woman previous, his ex-girlfriend, who there was a lot of speculation because the timing, it just didn't add up, that he very much was with Chloe, cheating on the expert with Chloe. Chloe came out and actively denied any of this, but now looking at the pattern, and there is a pattern, so that had happened. He had cheated with First Bird, she'd forgiven him, taken him back, then he cheated with Jordan. Everybody thought this has to be it because she made such a fuss about it over on social media, and she was very active in the blogs, calling him this, that and the other. Everybody was very active about it. But you saw him kind of creep back into, over the 4 years, or not, like over the 3 years that happened with Jordan, he was kind of creeping back in and taking steps, and there was all this kind of stuff, and there was a couple of other setbacks he was seeing out with other birds and all that other kind of stuff. But you know, you saw in the Kardashians, she was like, Tristan's really actively, he's an amazing dad. They all are. Yeah. They're crazy. They're all amazing dads, but shy partners, which is very interesting.
Fabulous dads.
Very interesting. They're the best dads ever. Best dads ever.
Yeah.
But worst partners ever, question mark?
Yeah.
I'm like, crazy. It's crazy how that happens. They tried, so they got back together August 2020. They called it quits again in 2021, and this again heavily speculated that like it was because he was caught cheating, but we didn't know about it. They continued to be friends. There was no drama. Somewhere along this timeline, Chloe and Tristan decide that they're going to have a baby together. So they had, in this timeline, kind of half broke up, but kind of half not broke up.
Yeah.
So the timeline gets a bit sticky because it was Tristan's 30th birthday in 2021. So he went 30 in March in 2021.
Okay.
Him and Chloe got pregnant, I think it might have been June. No, not June. No, November 2021. It was late enough, sorry, I'm thinking of now. November 2021, him and Chloe are back together again. And decide that they're going to have a kid, but they've kept all this kind of under wraps. I don't know if it's going to be played out in the show. You see some other stuff played out in the show, but the relationship does stay quite secretive, and she's kind of come out being like, look, do you blame me? Because everybody calls me the most pathetic bitch in the world for being with him, whatever. Yeah. So they found it really difficult to find a surrogate. She talked about that before, where she was told not to have a natural birth again. Can't remember why, but some reason why she shouldn't be having a natural birth. She should be getting a surrogate. Kim has obviously had surrogates, all that other stuff. So Tristan's birthday, March. They finally find they have a surrogate. They find her over the summer. She's successfully pregnant in November 2021.
Right.
December, I think it's 17th, it was around that time. It hits the news, or maybe it was early December, and I'm just coming up with that in my own head. It hits the news that Tristan is having a baby in the next few days with a bird that he shagged on his 30th birthday.
Oh, God.
He had been trying to keep this all... No one knew about it, and Chloe found out about it at the same time as the rest of the world when your one's court papers, trying to get him to pay child support came out.
Oh, gosh.
So the issue wasn't Chloe and him decide, because a lot of people are like, how was she having a fucking baby when he went and cheated on her again?
Oh yeah, no, that was before she found out.
No, this fucker knew that it was going on, that this stuff with Marilee was going on in the background while he was doing the whole surrogacy journey with Chloe.
What is wrong with him?
What is wrong with this man?
Yeah.
Because in the documents, your Marilee very much tells him, I think when she was like quite early pregnant, that she was pregnant was with him. And he was like, cool, no, you're not. I'm not the dad. You're a hoe, blah, 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 whatever. You're not going to get any money out of me. You can look it up. The documents are, like, the stuff that he says to her is absolutely fucked up. Like, and he's just like, you're not going to get any money out of me. I don't want to have anything to do with this baby, blah, 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 blah. Pretty much that happens. She has a baby. Like those papers are released. Does she have a baby the next day or the day after? The man with the timing.
Oh, stop! Yeah,
he's off the charts.
Impeccable.
And then you see it on the Kardashians, where like Kim finds out, and there was a lot of speculation as well because nobody knew about the surrogacy journey. And I think another reason why they kept it so under wraps is probably because of this.
Yeah,
because they probably maybe they would have kept it under wraps until she passed the 12-week mark. But now it's like
it's common.
The baby is apparently due could have been had, could have been born. People aren't 100% sure because they are keeping it so under wraps right now. It's like, and everyone's like, Kylie's actually going to announce the baby's name. They're like, to take the heat.
Yeah.
Now, someone made a comment as well.
She took the 3-minute plane ride. I mean, that's taking a bit of the heat.
Maybe there you go. Maybe they're like, bad press is press, just do it, Kylie. She was like, sure, I have many billions. That's fine. So
I'll just fly to the store.
I do feel like it's bad at what people are saying about Chloe, because I'm like, no, it's truly Tristan this time.
Oh yeah.
Like, she might be a dickhead for taking him back all those times, but she had no idea that any of this was going on. He was trying to keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
And then
what did you think was going to happen?
So that but I feel bad for her as well, because she's talked about how bad she finds like being out. So she's known I'm about to, like, the world's going to know that I have a second child with this man. Yeah. She has known that this is coming. And she's talked plenty of times before about like how badly public opinion affects her and how saddened she gets by it. And she has known for the past 6 months that this is coming pretty oh no, the baby won't be due till when then?
November.
It was November.
She got pregnant.
So maybe August?
December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, you're coming up to it. Well, August, September, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why the story broke now. Yeah. The story broke now.
It's probably just so that it'll kind of die off, and then when the baby's born, everybody will be delighted for her, like.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know?
Maybe, yeah, because in it, there's been loads of speculation, obviously, on TikTok and stuff, and people kind of, going into it. But one guy said...
But did he cheat again recently or something?
Well, he's been Tottenham bopping, so the news broke about this. But again, the news broke when they wanted the news to break. Yeah. And he's in Greece with Kanye's ex. Not Julia Cheney, the other one, the one that looks like him.
Yeah.
There's photos of him in Mykonos holding her hand. Like, just messy bollocks, as per usual. He is just a messy fucker. And that's why, the only thing that shocks me about it is like, how has he been so... Because I think we said this on the podcast, because we went really into it on that episode. Yeah. But like, I think COVID's the only thing that kept this man down.
Yeah.
Probably the fact that he couldn't go and tot and bop.
This chap needs to bet the fucking death penalty at this stage.
Yeah.
He really does. Electric chair!
And it's weird because she obviously went through the IVF journey, and she spoke about going through the IVF journey. And at the time, everybody was like, why the fuck are you doing like embryos with this man? And I remember she was like, because when I do have another kid, I do want it to be with Tristan, because I do want my babies to have the same father. And and Tristan's an amazing dad. Yeah. And I'm like, but I just don't take that on.
Yeah.
I can't accept that when he has publicly humiliated you time and time again, consistently, for effectively 4 years.
Yeah. Well, I don't think... Well, to be fair, like, she's not getting with him. It's all right.
But
like,
she was with him.
No, she's not getting back with him now, though. And there was another article, and I'm after missing it now, that Marilee is after coming out with something else about not getting child support off him.
Yeah, and he...
Just recently. Just today, like.
Yeah, and then sure, the stuff that he said to Marilee about Marilee and about the baby was so fucked up. He was like, I don't get... Like, he was basically being like, I'm just owning it. That baby's not my baby. Like, I don't give a shit what you say. I don't, like, you're not going to get money out of me no matter what the thing is. Like, piss off essentially and don't go public with this.
Yeah.
He was trying very hard to make her not go public with this, because obviously, number one, he knows he has a good with Chloe, and number two, he knew that their surrogate was now pregnant.
Fuck's sake.
But like, the fact that you didn't tell her about this bird, like, even if you had an inkling, because he knew that she'd be like, get away from me.
Yeah.
It's just so wrong.
I know. There's something wrong with him.
It's just another foul thing that he's done.
He's like a pathological...
It's just
like
you're 30, man. Yeah. Fucking chill out. Like,
I know.
Well, 31 now.
Oh, stop. Anyway.
So yeah, that's the whole theory.
To be continued. We'll see what happens now in August, September when the baby's born.
Yeah, and I feel bad because, there was a lot of people being like, when you see it break on the Kardashians, Kim's on the phone, she's like, so unfair because Chloe wanted a baby boy. She wanted a baby boy. And it's like, why is that like you're so weird. It's like, she said, this girl is having a baby boy. That's so annoying because Chloe wanted a baby boy. So then there was loads of theories being like, were Chloe's embryos girls? So she's having a girl. But then someone was like, no. Someone came out being like, no, they are expecting to have a baby boy. And I'm like, again, This is so fucking weird.
Is that his first baby boy or something?
No, his first baby boy was with the first bird.
No, that's what I mean. Is that what Kim is talking about? It's so unfair because
Chloe wanted to have a baby. But they're like, now they're saying the reason why when all this was filmed, they're all so fucking outraged.
Yeah.
Obviously you'd be outraged if your ex was doing whatever. But everyone was like, oh, well, if he was kind of single then. But I don't think he was single. But the problem is they're trying to keep it all shady.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. Well, I don't blame them for doing it. Like, why the fuck do I need to know?
Hang him out to fucking dry. Yeah, that's what I say.
In it, like, one of the points that Kim's makes is like, I can't believe it because she wanted a baby boy. This is so unfair. She wanted a baby boy.
Okay.
But they all know that Chloe surrogate has been successfully pregnant. So now people are like, maybe she's having another girl, but she wanted a baby boy, and this is why it's like. If you're having a fucking kid, like, it's a 50... it just annoys me. I'm just like, it's a fucking kid.
I'm happy now that North is doing what she's doing with the old paparazzi, and she's just saying, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I think they should all be like that. Do you have an unpopular opinion?
Yeah, but my unpopular opinion was going to be really long.
That's all right. Tell us what your unpopular opinion is.
So, I know the girly pop is in the news. I don't know if anybody has seen this. You definitely have seen this. So, Emily Ratajkowski is getting a divorce from her fella. I don't know why this throws me. I just never expected him to be like, his name's Bear, Sebastian Bear, but she calls him Bear. Anyway, so some New York socialite that she's been married to for 4 years. She is getting a divorce. There's a lot of cheating rumours. There's been bits and bobs posted. It's pretty much proven
that he was cheating.
He was cheating on her. And there's been a massive amount of like my whole Instagram page has been like bloggers and people reposting being like, what luck do we have in the world if she's getting cheated on? And it's like, it just kind of, I'm like, are we?
That's not a thing. Like, that's not a thing.
No, and it's very much being like, oh, if someone as good looking as she is getting cheated on, sure, Jesus, what luck do the rest of us have? And I'm like, she could be a dickhead, but also doesn't matter if she's a dickhead.
To you, though.
No, but it doesn't matter if she's a dickhead, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter. You should never be cheated on. Do you get me? Yeah. It's just not something that should ever happen to you. But it was just like, who gives a fuck what she looks like?
But it's nearly like it's that thing as well. And I know it's not directly, but it's almost like she's getting blamed on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not directly. Like, we all know he's the dickhead if he was cheating and he did the thing. But it's
like,
it's the
what
comment.
Else was going on?
The comment about where is the commentary on him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why is the horror being mentioned about him?
I know
cheating?
people mean it out of like goodness in a way that it's like,
oh, she's stunning, yeah.
She's so stunning. But I'm also like, but it doesn't fucking matter. There could have been so many other things going on.
Yeah.
Like fucking fab girlos every day get cheated on by wankers.
Yeah.
Do you know? And it just gave me the ick a little bit, the whole thing. And it's constantly, oh my God, can you believe it that she has been, out of all the people in the world, she's been cheated on.
As if she's immune
because she's good looking. And I'm like, you're playing into like desirability politics so badly that you don't even know. And again, it's like making, and like all I could think about was, but like instead of people being like, oh, you know, solidarity, I've been cheated on too.
Yeah.
Is it also on the flip-flop going, well, like, you know, one of the reasons, is it almost validating some girls who don't think they're as good looking as her to be like,
oh, it's one of the reasons
that I got cheated on is probably because I'm not good looking enough. And I'm like, we're just past this commentary at this moment in time. Like, yes, and we've all done it plenty. I'm sure we've all said stuff that kind of plays straight into this whole.
Yeah, flip and comment, all right, in the office or whatever. But if influencers are sharing that, it's a bad message to be sharing.
It's just
Like,
kind
if
of like, it
somebody
doesn't
already
fucking matter
feels-
what she looks like.
If somebody already feels insecure in the relationship because of how they might look, or they might want to make improvements for their own self-confidence, and they're already feeling like shit, and then they're saying stuff like that,
It just doesn't sit
not
well with
good,
me. Yeah.
no.
I just think
Like-
there's, and it's real complex. I'm like, what? And I don't think people are saying it because they're like,
they think that's...
but I'm like, it's a real fucking, it's a real bimbo thing to say.
It is, yeah. It's a real ignorant thing to say.
Yeah, it's kind
It's
of
just like you haven't got a clue what you even saying that for. It's nothing got to do with anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it has nothing to do with
It
fucking
does not
the price
apply.
of milk.
Yeah,
yeah,
it does not apply.
I don't know. It just kind of, it drove me up the wall a little bit. And it was just and also, you know, this kind of thing where it's like, how many times has this been shared? 1 million times. Here we go. It's like the Real Housewives in New Jersey are in Dublin at the moment. I must have been sent that 30 times today.
Yeah.
Like, there's some kind of event, like her getting cheated on. Of course, it's like what we're commenting on now with the Chloe and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to comment on it, but like when you're doing it, try and think about what it is that you're trying to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, try and think about what it is that is actually...
Focus at the real problem at hand. It's not that she, oh my God, she got cheated on because
Like,
she's ugly.
If you
It's
put
like,
up going, what an arsehole.
or she's not, sorry, that's just pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If you put it, what
an
fair.
arsehole.
Yeah.
Absolutely fair. Yeah.
You'd be like, bingo. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
what an arsehole. Yeah, so it just, it's been floating around. It only happened, I think, the news broke like 2 or 3 days ago. Just irritated me. Just really kind of drove me over the wall. And I was like, it's actually more damaging than it appears. It appears like it kind of like, oh, sure, Jesus, she's so, it's like, sure, Jesus, she's so gorgeous. And even she's getting cheated on. And I'm like, that's a really dangerous narrative. But here we are pushing dangerous narratives around the world.
Yeah.
Crazy, yo.
It could also, on the flip side, and I know it's the absolute opposite of the point that you're trying to make, it probably could make some people feel better about themselves if they did get cheated on. It's like, well, if she got cheated on.
Yeah, but I don't think it goes down to the root of the problem.
I don't think it's not based on looks. Like,
yeah, and that's what I mean.
you're spending your life with this person.
Yeah, and there's a lack of like, you know, we did an episode on cheating, but like, you know, unfaithfulness comes from a place of insecurity and also disrespect.
Yeah.
Like there is no other...
Yeah,
you can up, you can down it, you can
sociopaths out
do
there.
whatever, but like that's where it comes from. It doesn't come from like she's really fit, better not cheat on her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I'm punching. Better hang on to her.
Better hang on to her. And I'm like, that almost perpetuates the narrative because insecurity.
Yeah.
You'll do things. You'll act out on that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a real.
Yeah, it's a real surface level thing to say.
Yeah.
Don't be saying it, right? Shut the fuck up. Have you got a stomper?
You
typed
I
down?
do.
You
I
do?
have. I typed it down. Sorry, I was just thinking about something else in my head.
Just getting distracted. Can I play the jingle?
Carla's Stomper of the Week. So this tune is a real grower. It's not a shower, but it's one of the background. And you know when you're like, that beat, I know that beat and I know the lyrics, but I can't place the thing. Like I can't place where it was coming on. So I was in my car earlier vibing. And the original, so I'm going to play both. I'm going to add the new one to the Stomper of the Week playlist because if you're into the actual original, is this song Ferrari. It's James Hype and Miggy Della Rosa.
Right.
So you'll know the riff, but it's hard to place.
Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Make my heart beat fast, Ferrari. With me in
I'll skip into it a bit, so it's actually playing the riff.
Oh,
no, back here.
Let me try and guess it.
Yeah, go on. Is it a wreck in your head?
It's an R&B song, yeah?
It's an R&B song, and in my head I was like, how to treat a man, and you know, I was like singing it, and I was like, who's that fucking song? So I'm here in my car, bopping around.
Yes.
I Need a Girl Part 2.
Is that Omarion?
Just like bounce right here.
Diddy and Usher.
Move on.
Usher, yeah.
Time to be strong.
Yeah. See, don't they do that? It's just like, there was a thing that Ed Sheeran was saying before about, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Wasn't there a thing in the recent court case against Ed Sheeran. Somebody had sued him because one of his songs sounded similar to what they have, and he came out, he put out a video on TikTok and it made loads of sense because he was like, there's only...
Is he on TikTok?
Yeah, I think it was his one. Yeah, I think I had a blue tick on it. But he was like, there's only like 12 chords in the world that you can mash together to make a song, and then everybody uses the same samples, so you're bound to... Because I was like, what is with the regeneration of all the songs? Like Fantasy by Mariah Carey. Now, I love the new version, but I also love the old version.
Yeah.
But like... And it's happening with a load of songs where they're all just using samples of old songs and like remixing them and stuff. I was like, what? It's like that fucking... Remember 2019, they started releasing a load of songs, like Spice Girls were playing, Backstreet Boys were playing, The Lion King came out, loads of things came out that was like
Jesus, I'm back
from
in the 90s,
yeah. But like there's going to be regenerations and stuff because there's only so much you can do.
No, and I think that's fair. I do think though, sure, we'll never have new music if that's the way...
Yeah.
Like, I think that there's some elements that I'm like, I can't believe that they actually got away with that. As like, particularly the Robin Thicke, that one, Marvin Gaye. Everybody get up, Blurred Lines, that one.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked that they actually got sued over that because I don't think they're similar whatsoever. But they had enough that a judge was like, yeah.
There's
and now all royalties, and they have to pay millions and millions back to the Marvin Gaye family. Anyway, crazy. But there's a couple of them, interpolation and there's sampling and all this other kind of stuff, and it becomes really messy. And I think we've talked about this a good bit on the Patreon about like Olivia Rodriguez and her having to sign over fucking songwriting credits to, you know, all this other kind of shit. Anyway, it's just, there should be a bigger... It's like, it's a yes or a no. There shouldn't be this grey area. Well, it could be, and it kind of does, but it's not. Yeah. I'm not thinking about your song when I'm thinking about that. Yeah, exactly. And there are some that are really similar, and I'm like, how are they not getting sued over that? You know? I do think, though, what you'll usually find is it's somebody who didn't make it. Yeah. Start suing the people who did. Yeah, exactly. It's always and like... And it sets a precedent. Because I also saw, and this is just a very side note before we finish up, there was an article about, so Kat Von D is obviously a tattoo artist as a baseline career. Yeah. And she tattooed, it was a portrait of a photograph that was taken. So this photographer had taken a photograph. Yeah. And this person wanted the photograph tattooed onto them, and she did a great job, and it was shared on social media or whatever. But the photographer tried to sue Kat Von D. Would he not be suing the person who got the work? Why would you be suing at all? The amount of people rocking around with fucking tattoos of logos, it would be a shit show if you could start suing tattoo artists for... Like, Adam recently got, do you know Heath Ledger's Joker hanging out the taxi going down the road? Yeah. Like, it's a real, like, aesthetically, the tattoo is fucking deadly, like, when you look at it. I was like, imagine Jap, his fucking mate that tattooed it on him, got sued over that. Yeah. That is just ridiculous. Now, I think the courts or whatever judge looked at it, absolutely shot it down. He was like, what fucking world would we be living in if people started getting sued over tattoos? Like? Yeah, I suppose it's like, it goes into that like artistic like license and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's very like difficult. Take it as a compliment, but there you go, it's somebody down on their fucking luck going, how can I get a few quid here? Oh, Kat Von D did a tattoo of my work. Well, it's also it's very American culture, isn't it, where it's like claim culture. You can get whatever you like, you try your best, or maybe we can get a few pound out of this, maybe a settlement. Write that down on the list. Let's look at the most bizarre court cases that have won in America, because you know there's going to be a few. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. You know there's going to be a few. A very quick one. When you're mentioning Ed Sheeran, do you know that all he drinks is 1942 tequila? Does he? Don Julio. And when he was in Dublin, the only place that had it in stock was Drink Store, which is where I go all the time to get my bits. And I was chatting to the guy because he was telling me that Diageo own Don Julio, and they have put up their prices of 40% this year. So a bottle of Don Julio, because I was like, oh, do you have it in stock? I might grab one. And he was like, no, you know the price. And I was like, yeah, it's expensive. And he was like, no, like it was 170, it's now, sorry, it was 180, it's now 270. Oh my God. And I was like, so I won't be buying that today. No, not just to have it at the bar. Like, I was like, oh my fucking giddy aunt. So he was like, yeah. And then he was like, did you not notice? Because the other one that I drink is one of the ones that I drink is the Blanco, which is in a blue jar. You might know, a lot of people do. And that has gone from 50 quid to 65 euro. Because I was wondering, I was like, that used to be 50. I swear that used to be 50. No, 65 quid now.
65 quid.
Yeah, crazy.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'll not have a bar when I get my house done up. I will not.
Oh, you build it slowly over time.
Some of the shit is so expensive though. And like, I'm not a drinker. I don't really.
Yeah, it's not, but
know?
that's what I mean. You don't have to have a fucking bar like that. You can just have your few gins that you like.
I'll wait for a while. Central will keep sending the PR packages.
Oh yeah, where you get all your drink.
And I'll just build it up that way.
Guess who's sending me PR this week?
Who? Central?
Fat Frog, baby.
Fat Frog!
Fat Frog, baby. Let's get a cocktail going.
Well, I would have been snapping if it was Central because they didn't fucking tell me. Yeah. I know, fair.
Oh, they're your
to be
boats.
fair,
They're your boats.
Central and me boats, they're very good. They're very nice to work for. Thanks a million for listening. Head on over to Patreon. The link will be down in the description box. We also have an anon box. Tap on that. Tell us your secrets. Ask us your opinion. Tell us your am I the assholes. Whatever you want to do. When we have a bit of a collective, we will bang out an episode based on them. Kind of like your Ask Deirdre's. But not asked. What name will we give ourselves? Margaret.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's crazy.
Thanks a million for listening, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.